All right, welcome to Obviously. Next segment coming up, we're going to talk to Sean Bouchard about the future of video games.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, woo! Okay, Sean, welcome to Obviously.
Thank you. Yeah.
You are a professor at USC, and you are also on the committee that puts on Indiecade, which is like an independent video game convention.
Yeah, it's a festival.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's talks like at a normal convention, but the stuff that I work on is this sort of carnival of independent games that goes on for 3 days, and we just have we bring all sorts of stuff that we love, that we see throughout the year, and we want to sort of let people play.
Okay. So you're setting it up so that tons of people can play these games that they never would have access to otherwise.
Yeah. A lot of them are sort of brand new, cutting edge. A lot of them, maybe flying under people's radar. And so this is a place where you can sort of really get a concentrated dose of independent games.
Nice. Okay. So here's my main question for
Okay.
you. What is the future of video games?
I think the future of video games is all about diversification. I think that
what does that mean?
we're in this incredible moment where the technology to create video games, to comment on video games, to critique video games, to discover, to share video games, it's all becoming democratized. It's all becoming incredibly easy for people to sort of go in, and if they have an idea for a game that they want to make, they can make their own game. If they just love other people's games, they can talk about them and go on services like Twitch or YouTube or all of these different platforms where you can just sort of do that and gain an audience and just share the things that you're passionate about. And this is, it's only going to continue, right? It's only going to be more and more and more of that. So, I mean, we'll always have big budget, tentpole, blockbuster games, but I think more and more the future of games is going to be little things that people make and share with their friends, stuff that goes viral, all of that sort of thing.
Okay, so a couple follow-up questions on that. First of all, do you have to vote for Bernie Sanders for independent games to have success?
Yeah, you don't. You might think that you do, but in fact, that's not a requirement.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's actually
so the technology is out there enough.
Yeah, it's honestly, technology is hard to stop, and there may be speed bumps through legislation, but I firmly believe that ultimately, none of that actually works, and the technology will get out there.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Do you play Candy Crush?
I have. I don't currently. How
many requests for Candy Crush daily do you get? Do people in your life respect your video game? Because people don't respect me as a human enough to not request me Candy Crush.
I literally billions a day. I think numbers that are so astronomically high you can't even count them. They don't appear on the screen anymore.
Nice.
No, it's I mean, this is a conversation that I think culturally we are having about what is an acceptable way to monetize video games, and Candy Crush, takes a stand that the way that they're going to try to make that game viable is by forcing you to spread it around to all of your friends, kind of like a virus, and that kind of works, but at some point we have to say what do we want as a society? What do we want? And I think that's all going to get sorted out. It's just video games are so young. I mean, you think about the way that they interact with technology, the way that they interact with culture, the amount of time that we have had to get used to them. They are a huge part of our culture now, and for all demographics, but they haven't been for that long.
Okay.
And so we're still getting used to what that means and how we do that as just gamers, as people who play games.
Okay. This is okay. I'm not good at video games. I have played very few video games. Do you look down on people like me who have only really played like Mario
Yeah.
and FIFA?
No, that's fantastic.
Really?
Like, no, that's good. Actually, so I would ask.
I was hoping you would scorn me.
I would. Well, I could if you want. Like, if you really want me to.
The door is closed.
Personally, I think that I'm very open about like what I think video game culture should be, and I think that it should be extremely accepting. And I think that's the way we create a culture that's going to be fun for everybody to be a part of.
Okay.
So you don't need to game a lot to be a gamer, and you don't need to play the same games that I do to be a gamer. I think you just have to, love the things that you play. And personally, for me, like I love a lot of digital games, but I love tabletop games. And one of the things that I love about Indiecade is
like chess?
like chess, but like modern tabletop games like Settlers of Catan or Apples to Apples, or there are some great games, Euro games. Ladies and Gentlemen is one of my favorite tabletop RPGs. There are some amazing independent tabletop RPGs. One of my favorite things about Indiecade is that it's a celebration of all kinds of games. So in addition to all of the digital games that we're going to have, we also celebrate tabletop games. We celebrate big games like field games that people have come up with. And
will there be Capture the Flag?
There will be Capture the Flag-like games.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be like games that get you running around and chasing after people. I know one of the games that we're going to feature is called Hermitug. This is a game that's kind of like Capture the Flag with a pile of laundry, and everybody wears a laundry basket over their back like a crab, like a hermit crab, and you got to run around with this laundry basket over your back and try to steal other people's laundry. It's that kind of thing. It's got that kind of energy, right? Where it's just like crazy and goofy,
silly,
and fun, right? Like the things that just make you happy to do.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that games can be.
Okay, I'm kind of overwhelmed right now. And not in the way you think. I'm overwhelmed by, like, to me, it would seem difficult for someone who seems as mature as you to live in the video game space.
Sure.
Because, like, my perception of video games and what I interact with, in the few people I know, like, they wear the headsets.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I just killed you, and...
Absolutely. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
6-year-olds telling you to eat die.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. That certainly exists. But it's, and unfortunately, I feel like that's sort of the public face of video games.
This is the new public face of video games. We're kind of in like a storage closet. We've been hiding him.
That's right, exactly. I'm coming out now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, video games are huge. Video game culture is huge. And there are so many games that tackle, personal, serious topics that aren't just sort of multiplayer online.
Okay, what happened? There was this game, I heard about it. You're going to know about this. I know you're going to know about this. If you don't know about this, I'm going to throw up my hands.
There's nothing you can do.
Storm out of the room. All right.
This whole interview has been a lie.
There was a game, or I heard about a game, which was like a video game incarnation of battling cancer. Was that actually a thing?
Yes. Oh, that's totally a thing. That's the name of that game is escaping my mind.
We could make lots of really insensitive jokes right now, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah. No, but it's a game that has been featured at Indiecade. They actually made a documentary movie about it that's going to be playing Wednesday night in Culver City, sort of a one-night engagement.
Oh, cool.
And I can't believe that the name of the game is slipping my mind. But it's a beautiful sort of game that's extremely personal, and it's not about violence or conflict. It's
Right.
about sort of this exploration of how it feels to sort of have a relationship with someone who's dying, and
Right.
to sort of go through that. And it's really incredible to sort of get to play that and see that perspective from somebody.
Right. That was a lot deeper than I thought we were gonna go. Okay, so video game documentaries.
Yeah.
There's one that sort of stands as like a big cultural thing in the last 10 years. King of Kong.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. King of
What's your feeling on those guys, on that whole sort of energy?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a fascinating movie. It's a really well done documentary. It's kind of a world that is a, it's a subculture of video games that I'm not really a part of. Personally, I'm not much of a competitive gamer. I'm not really like an arcade gamer, and so all of that stuff, I don't know those guys or the competitions that they did. But the
Are they like the
documentaries,
jocks of the gaming world? Like they come in and act brash, and you're just like, oh, shut up. Eat your lunch and leave me alone.
I feel like that's probably League of Legends players
Okay.
right now. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's sort of what's really big and competitive, and so you get these heavy hitters who come in and they're like, yeah, I play League of Legends. I'm really good.
And does that like impress women?
Uh,
Is there like a subculture of like, ooh.
yeah, totally.
I'm down for that LOL. What is like the designation of an LOL great player?
There probably is one that I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Jocks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made it divisive. You are like this whole like positive unifying thing, and I had to wheedle in there.
No, totally.
Yeah. Okay. You've been a part of Indiecade. Indiecade is this. Give me a 15-second definition of Indiecade.
Yeah, so Indiecade is the International Festival of Independent Games. We like to think of ourselves, and we have been called sort of the Sundance for games.
Does that mean you sold out?
Yeah, we totally sold out, 100%. No, it's almost entirely volunteer run. There's so much like positive energy. People are there because they love that community, and we try to be as welcoming as we possibly can to all sorts of people and all sorts of games.
Nice. Okay. And you've been involved with it since 2011.
Yeah.
And now it's Indiecade till I die. Is that the deal?
It is going to be hard for me to separate myself from Indiecade. It is. It's just an institution that I love what they do. I love what they stand for. I'm always going to want to support that.
Nice. Thank you so much for your time, Sean
100%.
Bouchard.
Pleasure to be here.
Go to Indiecade if you're in LA or anywhere nearby. Drive all the way in. There's going to be fun, silly, fun.
Totally.
Fun.
Yeah. Fun.
I thought that was really fun.